Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting, man. But I want to ask you, Greg Caden, right? How you feel about him saying that he feels like Kefi D, he's gonna cut a deal?
If anything could keep Kefi D out of jail and he has to cut a deal, it depends on what that deal is. It depends on what the deal is. Greg Caden, and I know you said that you don't want me to see, but when somebody repeats something of somebody who was proven a liar, that was proven that he gave felonious and false information, somebody who doesn't know anything about the culture and has ate off of it more than anybody who was in the culture, then I have a problem with answering questions when somebody just blatantly just tell lies. Now, Kefi D, from my perspective, he had everybody thinking that he was given a profer agreement. And we come to find out he was never given a profer agreement. Not a legal one. That the LAPD, that the Las Vegas Police Department is not using anything that was told by Greg Caden. But here we got the New York Times and everybody quoting him. When his own agency would not use the information he brought to them to bring anybody to justice. What we need to do, and I've said this before, you always follow the money. You mentioned the money. You mentioned that Puff said that he was going to give somebody $1 million. I told you I seen a check for $1 million. Zip pulled it out of his right back pocket and showed it to us. What's the check for? Now, he told us for a record company. The record company was tied to Barry Hankerson and Jimmy Henchman. Blackground Records. So why did you give Zip $1 million? Show where he earned $1 million for a record company.
So my question to you is this, right? If the feds subpoena you to testify that you seen the check, would you do it?
If the feds subpoena me, I have the right to invoke my constitutional right. Whether I saw the check or not, whether I'm willing to speak on it or not, is based on what I'm willing to do at that time. I don't know if I go. I don't know if I'll invoke my constitutional right and stay mute for the life of the trial. They can hold me into contempt. But what's wrong with saying I saw a check that somebody showed me for $1 million? I said it on YouTube.
Do you think it's possible that they can tie Diddy to it?
What happens is that Kefi D has to prove to the jury and to the judge and them that he had a relationship with Sean Puffy Combs. And in that relationship, he was hired to do a hit on an individual. He has to prove that not only that he was willing to do it, that he was given an incentive of $1 million to have it done. Now, whether he got the $1 million or not, it don't make a difference. It don't make a difference if he got a dime. He has to prove that that conversation happened and he was willing and able to take care of it. So now, once he proves that to the prosecution and the jury, then they can go out to Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, the Diddler, they can go after him for the murder of Tupac. Not until he can prove that what he's saying is true.
Would you testify against Diddy when it comes to his character? Like him hitting females and stuff like that?
I can only testify for stuff I've seen after the fact. Going to the hospital, them talking about it. Me seeing her and saying that she had bruises on her. Me seeing that his arm is bandaged up and bloody. I can only go by me coming back to work and somebody telling me during the week, yo, him and Kim had a big fight. He didn't act like that in front of me. I wouldn't allow him to. No matter who he thought he was. It's certain people he just didn't do things in like that in front of.
And you willing to testify?
If I am subpoenaed and face being arrested, then I would evoke my constitutional right, or I would decide maybe I would testify. I haven't made up my mind. I haven't came to that point.
But if you did testify, would you be concerned about the backlash you would get? People calling you a snitch or stuff like that?
Bruh, how am I a snitch? I've been in law enforcement for 27 years. Some people, I had to write reports on. And some people I had to fight so reports wouldn't be written on them. So am I concerned about what ignorant people say about somebody telling the truth? Nah, I'm good.